Hello everybody and welcome back to Eiersholt. It's looking like a nice, slightly overcast spring morning. Lots of green on the trees. Last episode we got some grass silage put into the bunker. I don't know why I keep going away this way around the house. I actually have a little path that leads up the other way, but technically speaking it's probably easier. It's time to sow out the animals quickly. Well, we now only have cows and chickens, of course, on this farm, so it's a little bit easier. We've got some mucky machinery sitting here that finished up last night. We got a pit, and then the last bit of grass went over here into the grass dryer, so that is now up to 450,000 litres. But first things first, get these stores opened. Feed wise it doesn't look too bad, but we will give them a little bit more TMR and get cleaned up in here. Got 18,000 litres of milk sitting ready, so I probably do need to take that down, but first get some water running into that trough. And then we're going to hop over here and get our T5. Oh, I keep hopping into the wall when I do that. Sorry about that, but we'll get in here. First of all, we'll just get cleaned out and feeding done. And then we got to head up to the shop. I ordered in some maize seed yesterday. Before finishing off today. Alright, so they are one of the feed groups for the chickens here, so might as well get that sorted out. Chickens are producing a few eggs. Got one of these carry boxes full now, another one starting to fill up as well. So I think that's us full up on carrots already. That happened pretty quick. I'll just check on the chickens' feed to see what it's looking like. Yeah, overall that looks pretty good. They are quietly producing eggs. At some point I'll need to go through and remove some of the males. I need to check the cows as well, see if any of the newborn calves are males, in which case we want to get them out, or at least that stable. Could be an option to have a pen out there on the grass actually, where we keep some of them, fatten them up a bit before selling them off, but haven't quite decided on that bit yet. But that's the animal duties sorted out this morning, and I can head down. Yeah, we definitely need to sell milk at some point as well, but we'll see how we get on with the seeding. It's more important to get the seed into the ground. Ground temperatures are not quite at 10 degrees, which is what we need for the maize, but it's the right time of year, and still got today and one more day of late spring or moving into early summer, so there's a chance that they could germinate in this part of the season if we get them into the ground today. So we better get a move on. There's 3 pallets, 6,000 litres of grain. The field calculator set that for field 40 here on my right, which is where they're going to go into. We need about 5,200 litres, so with 6,000 litres we should hopefully be okay. Field on the other side is looking good, and we'll get this show on the road fairly quickly. It's loaded up by the lovely people here at the Eiersholt shop. So let's get them down, and while this guy's heading down to the farm, we can start getting the planter ready as well. So for this job, got our action still with the twin tires on. If I can get the garage door to open up here. Just gotta check. Fuel wise, we are fine. This one's been running 8 hours. It's always a little bit of squeeze to get out of the door with the twin tires on here, but it does fit. Just so there we go. I'll put some hazards on as we're gonna be maneuvering out here. I hope this one will be okay. It doesn't have a front weight on it apart from a small one, and then the tow bar, but the planter isn't super heavy, and if I remember rightly, I've hopefully lined up with the right door here. Oh, nope, that's the plow. It was the one next to it. Now the only thing is whether I can get hold of the hitch with these big twin tires, whether I have to get another machine to actually pull it out. Oh god, yeah. No, that is no good. That's a bit silly. But I have a small, I have a T6 with crop rows tires sitting here. We can use that one just to pull it out at least, so we can get it hooked onto the axion. That should be okay. So this is the one I'll use on the sprayer. So we can basically just leave it permanently on the care wheels. So here we go. That should be a bit better now. That went in nice and easy. Yeah, maybe not all the sheds are designed exactly for the machinery in question, but this will do. I need some fertilizer in this one as well, don't I? Yes. So I'll see what's the best way. The best way is probably to use a big bag, get this unfolded here, open up the hatch, and we'll get a telehandler out actually just with the overloader, and then we'll get fertilizer filled up, and hopefully that won't go down too quick, but worst case we'll bring a couple of bags out. We're not that far away from the farm at least. Just got to make sure we don't bump our nice shiny new machinery here. Let's see, extend a little bit, and here we go. Get this filled up. Seed goes in at the back, of course, once our truck is back with that. But I actually just need a pallet fork for our telehandler, but that's not full, so I'm just gonna get it as full as we can with fertilizer so we can keep it running through the day if possible. So I got all the different seed types that get inserted into the thing, but we still got 46,000 liters of fertilizer, so no problem here. I reckon we should pretty much be well covered when it comes to fertilizer. All the fields once we're done with this one. The grass that got cut should probably have an application. I was hoping we might be able to use some slurry instead for that. Put that out on the grass. That's what I've sort of traditionally been doing as well. Wow, it's actually a big box on here. There can't be room for much more by now. There is still only 87% full. So we'll get some more in for sure. That at least means we probably don't have to worry about fertilizer for the whole day while this is running. Last bit going in, still close to 1,000 liters going into it there, so it's definitely well worth getting it done now while we're up here by the farm. And we can swap the Merlot over to a pallet fork so it can help lift the seed off the trailer from the pickup truck and get it onto the seeder. So obviously we basically need the Merlot out there right away because there's no seed in it right now. So our seeder is pretty much ready. Just sitting idling for a moment while I take the telehandler down here. The truck is in position with the seed pallets. Plant that doesn't have that high a capacity when it comes to seed, so I expect we'll have to refill it a few times during the day. But we'll get the first pallet loaded up here. Although it's a short journey, we'll get it folded, take it down around the corner here. We're now ready to get seed loaded up finally, and then we can get started getting this maize into the ground. There we go. It does take about 1500 litres in one go, so that's decent enough. Will keep us moving for a little bit as we now get ready to get this mighty machine running again. It did put in sugar beets, but part of the reason I didn't record that was, as I mentioned in the last episode as well, it got a bit messy with REA. Now there is a little bit of moisture, but I don't think the ground is as wet anymore as it was earlier in the spring. So I reckon we can get going on this without any major risks of getting stuck here. Take the hazards off now that we're into the field here. There we go. That is our last field that needs seeding underway now. While the seeding is underway, I can just get a little bit of tidying done up here on the farm before we have to hop back and check on our guy working in that field down there. But these machines got a bit cruddy yesterday from doing all those silage runs. I did clean off the forage harvester as it came home in the evening, but it was getting very dark, and I decided that just getting that one cleaned and put back in the shed would be enough. The rest here could wait till today. I think that's looking pretty decent for the fence setup here. So what we'll do is we will actually hop over and put that trailer in the workshop so we can get the sides taken back off, so it's ready for, I don't think we're going to get another cut in unless alfalfa is going to be ready before we're going to be harvesting grain. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll take them off for now. Then we'll see, but we'll just need to get it reversed. It's a little bit tight with the high sides on there, but once we get the gate open, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for me to reverse this in, hopefully. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, we're fine. It's easier now that we don't have twin tires on the tractor as well. There we go. Hopefully in the right spot to be able to work on it here. Just hop in and have a quick look. Yeah, so we can now customize that back down to this look, which is the standard grain size. But just to show you while we're in here, we can put the grain size up. That gives us 5,000 extra liters. That's well worth it. Then we have this silage bodywork that I was just using. That takes it up to 45,000 liters. And there's the standard. And I thought there was one for sugar beet as well, but maybe not on this one. That might have been a different one. For sugar beets, we'll probably be running it in a standard configuration like that. But for now, I'll keep the green bodywork on it. And then it is ready to go into the shed right away. Last bit on the wheel loader. Now I know I said I was gonna pick up milk, and that is kind of what we're gonna be doing, but things are getting a bit stacked over in the shed, so I think I have to shunt things a bit, fold up our silage rake here, and I think I might have to try and get the truck out before I get our wheel loader back into the shed. So obviously I put the forage harvester back in here. We got a seeder sitting in here as well. Then we got the header trailer and the harvester, and there's the forage harvester. But yeah, we're gonna need the truck out, and then we can get our wheel loader put back in here for now. The truck generally spends quite a bit of time out of here, but it was sitting outside yesterday, and I thought it would be good to put it under cover at least. We'll get it back out, get the wheel loader in, and then we'll be ready to haul some milk. And we'll also need to check on how it's going with the seeding, of course. It's a little bit tight here with the twin tires, but there's room. I think I'll just, for now, I did try and tuck it in over in the corner there before, but we're kind of done with machinery now in terms of I'm not planning to buy in a whole lot more. There's plenty of room for the truck here, and to be honest, that's probably the one that'll be coming and going most from this shed, at least until harvest time, where we'll need to pull more or less everything out. So let's go over and pick up our milk trailer and get a run over to the dairy. Actually, it's going to turn out perfect. We are running out of seed just as we're coming up to the corner where we can refill easily. That couldn't actually have been planned much better, I think. Given we're so close now, I can just get this small one emptied first, and then get some more filled in. unload it and see what it's going to bring us today. It usually makes us a decent amount of money. €62,000 for a 2/3 full tank of milk here. That is excellent. Not that we were getting poor, we still had 200,000 in the bank, but it's good to know that we have a steady income from the cattle, even here on the new farm, because obviously everything else, this kind of first couple of years is always a little bit experimental. I don't know how much we're going to be making of the grain. Obviously, we're not rearing pigs, so I'm not going to keep back as much as we did on the previous farm here on Eiersholt, where we kept back quite a lot of grain varieties just to make sure that we had enough to basically feed the pigs. But there's still plenty of other things to try and get on with on the farm. Just the standard crops this year, but I do want to try and branch into some root crops again, apart from the sugar beet. We need sugar beet for the cattle, but there are plenty of others to try out. The carrots and the onions, we kind of started out on the previous farm, but then didn't really finish that year before we sold off the farm with the new version that came out. But it's all good. We are on Eiersholt. It's the first year on the new farm, but there are plenty more years to come, hopefully. I just hopped down into the planter here, and although we're doing fine on seed, I'm just realizing that we are eating through a huge amount of fertilizer. One refill of seed, and we're now down, gosh, how much did we put in there? Thousands of liters, but as we can see on the little precision farming map down there, if I just put the help screen as well, I think you see we're putting in 400 kilos approximately per hectare, even up to 500 sometimes. So this field is in a very, very poor condition, but it does mean the mower will have to get hooked around, and we'll need to try and bring some fertilizer down here, but I'm getting a little bit worried that we're going to end up getting it stuck with a big pile of heavy fertilizer out in the field. So I'll probably be bringing the plant up to the top of the field instead. Here's at the corner. There are a few patches that gets left out of the smooth corners there, but we'll deal with that bit when we get to it. So I'll park him here for now and open up. It's not going to fill the seeder completely, but we'll keep it going for a while, maybe even until we need to refill seed. But what we'll do is I'll collect another load of fertilizer while we keep the seeder running, and then we can top up fertilizer as well as fill seed next time. That should work for now. It's going to take a lot of fertilizer by the looks of it. I hadn't expected it to require as much as this, but I guess we put lime on but then didn't fertilize on top of that, as we sometimes do. And then we'll need to get it sprayed with some herbicide as well at some point, but for now, let's focus on the job at hand. Let Courseplay take back over again from here. And we can get our T6 hooked up to the sprayer. I'm not gonna rush out immediately, but since I'm letting the seeder run on courseplay right now, I reckon we might as well get these preparations done so we can stay on top of things. So obviously previously we've had a self-propelled sprayer, but I reckoned this one has substantial capacity as well, and it should be enough for a farm this size, at least for now. Worst case, we'll have to go for something else. And it's a nice model, this DataLund. We still got almost 2200 liters of herbicide in the tank here, but we will get the rate that the fertilizer has been going down. I assume we're going to work through quite a lot of herbicide as well, so we'll get the tank and sprayer trailer ready as well, even though it's not that far. We don't actually have a big herbicide tank here on the farm anyway. So now we come to a little bit of a shuffle in the shed, because if I put the milk trailer back in, I'm not going to be able to get the sprayer trailer out, so we are going to put the milk trailer over on the side of the shed just for now, and then we'll get the sprayer trailer maneuvered out. It's a little bit of a tight fit along the side there, but we should be able to get it out. So leave the trailer for the milk here just for now. No nasty weather on the forecast. Well, I just gotta be careful I don't hit the door, but I do have to come in at a bit of a sharp angle, make a turn there. So here we still have 2600 liters of herbicide in this tank as well. So between the two, that should be plenty to get transferred over. In fact, we can do a little transfer just now, since there is room in the sprayer anyway. Worst case, we can always transfer it back over to this trailer here if we need to. So, got the hose attached to the reel here on the tank, and now this one has just gone flying up on top of the booms. I'll see if I can get that brought back down again. In fact, I need to get the sprayer turned around because the intake for the hose is over on the left hand side, and I don't think there is one on the other side. So we'll swing it around like this, and then leave a little bit of space like so. Now we should be able to get the hoses connected up here, as long as I can get a hold of it and get it attached. There we go. And that's us getting the sprayer filled up with some herbicide so it's ready. But we better check out on the seeding, see how much seed is left now. So we still got about 350 liters of seed left, but we're back down to half on the fertilizer, although it wasn't completely filled up. But yeah, we're going through a hefty amount of fertilizer right here. Obviously right now we're just reversing up to get the line sorted out, but as we lower here, if you keep an eye on the top left corner, 300 liters, 500 liters, no, not liters, but kilos, almost 600 kilos of nitrogen per hectare. So we are putting a lot of fertilizer into this field. I hope it's going to work out and that we get the ground temperatures to grow this maize, because it's now actually turning out to be an expensive field in terms of the amount of fertilizer going into it. Obviously, in future years, I hope we'll be able to have more animal product to use as fertilizer as well. Nonetheless, we might still need to put a little bit of pellets in as well. But that is the sprayer full up now, so we can get this pump stopped. So that is as full of herbicide as it's gonna get. So I can unhook the hoses here again, get that put up to the back of the trailer. I don't think there's much herbicide left in this trailer now either, so we're probably gonna have to get some either ordered in or take this trailer up to the store and order in some herbicide that we can use. But I don't think we need more this year than the sprayer full we already got. I just want to keep an eye on that oat field that hadn't fully grown in yet. Yeah, we have 214 liters left in the trailer here. So it's not really worth bringing that down to the field or anything like that. So I'll get that put into the shed later on. Here we are. I can see the action planting away down there. Got the Merlot and the seeds sitting here on a late spring day that's actually not super warm. Not getting a huge amount of heat right now. So I don't know if we'll get this fully germinated. The conditions are good in terms of we've done everything we can now to look after the field. But now it's up to the weather, I guess. But that is our last field of seeding, planting here on Eiersholt. Now we are moving into the summer season. Sometimes it gets a little bit quiet over the summer because we're waiting for things to grow. So we'll see how we get on. Otherwise, I'll skip forward a few days and we'll try and get closer to harvest time as well. But there are a few things we can do in between. So with the last look on a reversing seeder that will need to get refilled soon, I'm gonna call today's episode here. But thank you very much for stopping by here on Eiersholt and Overcoat Gaming, and see you again soon.